great. We have heard so many lectures. So the last couple of days, very interesting ones. A lot of them flew over my head and during the club. Today, what I want to do is to have you involved in the presentation that I am making. I think I have earned the credibility by teaching at ISB, IIT, and TDWI. I'm a teacher, so by heart. So what I'm going to do next is to have you involved. Business intelligence is never spoken without data points. So here is the question for you guys, all of you. Would anybody care to answer the question? You can use your calculators. There is sales data that is coming to me. I need average sales. Unfortunately, I have used Nokia, who is Caritas, Hazardous, 30. 25. Great. 25. So 25 is not to put you down. This is a trick question. When you see the data, human eye has several limitations. That is why we need to go for quantitative techniques. Although the example I have given here is a very, very simplistic example. What you find here in the Nokia case is 25, 15, 15. Another number in October is 50. Right? It should trigger. It should trigger an alert, and it will trigger to us because of the business rules that we run in our own mind. Right? So that would be an outlier. So I would immediately have to drill it down. So I am letting you think of a few concepts of business intelligence as to how it works. This is only a start. Now, we are again talking numbers. This is how we heard from a lot of speakers from SAP. We heard how Teradata does. We heard how Cybers builds their database. Right? Here is a typical example of a Gartner's chart, which talks about how Indian business intelligence is going to grow over the next few years. There were 2 reports published in the matter of 3 months. One has appeared in Business Standard, which projected Indian IT spend in the next till 2040, right, in the next 3 years. They projected about the last line there. They are in billions of dollars, $89 billion by 2014. Whereas, if you notice, the spend of business intelligence in India by 2014 was $62.4 million. There are billions and there are millions, right? When you look at the chart, you will not correlate. That means, even when certain results are projected by the same service provider, a person, analyst such as Gartner, we will not be able to correlate what the difference. So, Gartner, there is nothing to talk about Gartner here or criticizing Gartner here. When we look at data, we have to basically look at, hey, here is a bigger number, microeconomic picture. Here is the macroeconomic picture. BI is generally about 8% of the total IT spend. So if it were to grow at 8%, then my numbers would have been different. So what is happening here? Internationally, worldwide, that's what the benchmark seems to be telling us. Here in India, I have spoken to a few of our colleagues in the last couple of days just to understand why it is so. Something is in billions, IT spend is in billions, and then BI spend is in millions. So why is it so? That raises some interesting questions and also certain opportunities that we have in front of us. The first lectures during the course of our journey here, Tony has talked about value creation, value measurement. And then we jumped on to IT cost savings. Always, there are two pieces to this puzzle. We also, that one is, we are trying to optimize, we are trying to save costs on the infrastructure side. And we never talked about the business side of the issues. Anytime we talk about infrastructure, cost reduction, or consolidation, we are only talking about IT. Even if you go into a boardroom and talk to your CEO or CMO or any of the other people that you have in the board, you will only concentrate on improvising, innovating, optimizing only your IT costs. Here is the paradigm shift that we need to look at. Prabhakar Kasul, he mentioned a couple of things which has caught my attention. One is CIO is a thought leader. He plays multiple roles to me. One is information service provider. You just provide or provision for information that is lifeblood of the entire organization. You provide that. Second, you have to be business value creator. Okay. So how we have seen Tony has written an entire book on IT value creation, and people have struggled with this concept for a long, long time because of one reason that I could think of. What I could think of. It is already been said by some of the thought leaders who have published in HBR, Harvard Business Review. There was a late in 2003, there was a guy called Nicholas Carr who has written IT Doesn't Matter. So people have jumped onto him, and then there were a lot of back and forth that was happening. Very, very hotly debated this. So the key message that he has is world is commoditizing IT. So person X does one process automation. Person 2 also can do that, and he is doing it. For example, if I may use your example, Airtel, for example, Airtel automates its process. They have their BI systems. They are doing their BI. Vodafone also can do that. They are doing it. Their spend is quite high. They are doing it. So where would the differentiation come? Initially, their revenues are coming by exploring or creating new customers, and then they are expanding, I would imagine. When the market is saturated, when you are not defining a market and if it is saturated, then there is a struggle to acquire the customer, right? So in this scenario, when you are in the growth path, when you are initially growing, you may not have a lot of, when the market is organizing itself, you may not have all these issues. But when it is mature market, for example, if it is US, right? Nicholas Carr was right, because in 1980s and early 90s, there were companies like American Airlines and American Airlines with several systems and Otis with predictive maintenance. These companies have optimized their processes to such an extent that they've literally thrown out their competitors off guard, and then they caught up. So IT was creating something called information edge for them. So the differentiation comes not when you're doing things that all other people are doing. Then you will become one of the crowd, right? For example, in India, if person A is implementing the SAP, person B is implementing SAP, so the differentiation will be minimal. That means that it has to be driven by an information age or a killer app. How do we do it? How do we do it? When we saw the static report, this report, if I may ask, sorry, can I ask you a question? I have put in a data chart here. If I were to ask you, what conclusions can you draw? What is your observation? What will be your observation? You can give me. I would like you to share it with or rest of you. Any observation? Instead of data. So people are not talking, sir. Just one. Sir, you want to take it? Sure, that's very obvious. And anything insightful that you can see?
The trend is consistent.
Sure. And we know India is growing at the highest rate. So they're yeah. And then your focus would go on, this is what would happen in static reporting. Okay. When I create a dashboard and present it, this is how the human mind works. You target it at N, I have purposefully targeted India. Right? So your focus will go on to 15.1, but take a look. What would rest of Asia Pacific mean by 15.5? So then there has to be a data. So the way we are evolving, I've just used that as a static report and then how we are increasing our maturity over the years. Primary dashboarding, we all know. If you buy SAP, it comes with its own static reports, it has its drill downs, everything perfectly alright. So in terms of the maturity of our information systems, we are either at number 1 or number 2. We are analyzing. Actually, what we are saying is, what happened? I just want to know what has happened in the past, so that I can avoid what has happened in the past. The second one is, why did it happen? That means, if Gartner has reported a higher revenue, a higher projection for IT, and a minuscule projection for BI, that means there is a semantic miss somewhere. Maybe they are confused with the dollar conversion to rupee. We don't know. That is what we would do in terms of analyzing. And now, the next scale in the maturity is predicting what will happen in the future. Simple question, how many people follow cricket? I guess the question should be reversed. How many people don't follow cricket? Right? When you see the cricket being played, you get something called run rate. Just imagine, you want India to win against Pakistan. We are 200, Pakistan has scored 250. We have scored 200 in 40th over. What is our chance of winning? Sure. Very good thinkers. There is no point, right? I didn't say how many wickets. right? There is a huge difference between saying we are 200 for 1 and Sachin Tendulkar is still playing versus 200 for 8 with the tailenders Harbhajan Singh playing. Or 200 for 8 with Rahul Dravid and Dhoni playing. Don't ask me how that could happen. Right? So now, here is the difference between these two. One is projection is a very unilateral kind of thing. Very, no vectors to it, no dimensions to it, no dynamics to it. It is projected based on what has happened in the past. I will multiply. Do a simple math, even second grader could do that. Now, when we promote ourselves to predicting, that means that is when our sensory system, that is, when a BI system is in place, our sensory system will have to work properly. That means we have to get data integrated from multiple sources. Here, if I want to predict what would be your first innings, you're playing the first innings, you're 200 for 3 in the 40th over, and then you want to predict the score. How could you go about doing it? Anyone? What factors would be considered? Not to predict the score. Anyone?
Past record. Past record in last 10 overs.
Past record. Sure. That is one of the inputs, right? Okay. Sure. That is a measure. We are talking about a measure here. So, the difference between, and I'm using telco examples, between an Airtel and Vodafone is not in the deployment of their systems. The differentiation, the factor comes from one factor. That is how to model the predictive engine that you got. Who does it? It is done by people. Okay. And here is the report. I actually wanted to read this entire report. This is an article called Competing on Analytics, written by Thomas Davenport. This is what he says. Just give me a minute. I will just read a simple thing. By the way, Dell is one of the best analytical competitors in the world. It has identified as the top 32 providers of who has a culture of analytical excellence. Okay. This is what people say. Established analytical competitors such as Dell employs squadrons of analysts to conduct quantitative experiments and with the results in hand, design variety of pricing options, the product options and configurations. These efforts call for a specialized skill set, as you can see from the job description for one of the analysts. This is how the job description looks like. High conceptual problem solving and quantitative analytical aptitudes, engineering, financial, consulting, and all other analytical quantitative educational growth background. Ability to quickly learn how to use software applications, experience with Excel models. Some graduate work preferred but not required. Example MBA. Some expert with project management methodology, process improvement tools, Lean Six Sigma, and statistics preferred. And then something very heartening he says. He also says, of course, the combination of analytical business relationship skills may be difficult to find. When software company such as SAS knows it will It will need expert, state-of-the-art business applications such as predictive modeling, where what we are talking about. A form of decision tree analysis applied to very complex data sets. It begins iterating up to 18 months. 18 months, because to find such people is really hard in the world. In fact, analytical talent may be what is equivalent to programming talent in 1990s, right? Unfortunately, the US and European labor markets aren't exactly dealing with analytical sophisticated job candidates. Some organizations cope by contracting work to countries such as India, home to many statistical experts. Sure. What we do here, I set up a center of excellence for HCL. I'm not talking about HCL, my peers. I'm very well connected with the rest of my peers in the industry. Wipros, TCS, IBM, you call it, everyone. We all know that we are short of this talent, and we don't groom the talent. And we know the edge, information edge is coming from, the killer app actually is coming from the analytics. So I keep talking to IITs, IIT, anywhere, ISI. Anywhere I could get the statisticians in place. Okay, the barriers we will talk about, there are quickly, let us talk about activity, making it happen, right? A lot of companies, analytically aware companies, such as, I'm sure Naveen will be doing such work, predicting a lot of work is done. Now, a CIO has this typical problem which we have talked about. We know the cost factors that are coming in. We know CapEx, we know OpEx, we know how the business, how difficult it is to build a business case. The only thing we need to do is on the curve, the blue curve, right? Increase the blue curve of value creation or differentiation. So let us talk about this a little bit. How could I do that? Let me go back. Once again. Actually, how do I make it happen? You are in the boardroom, and we talked about a lot of times we talk about alignment, strategy alignment. What does it mean? For example, I am a CIO, I run my supply chain operations. This is what happens in Dell COE, right? The directors, they talk about the issues on hand. And they were given a simple mandate. I want the reduction of 1% on the cost of goods sold. Tell me what you need to do. I want 1% market share. Tell me what should I be doing. That means the game no longer stops with predicting. That means the business case goes out of it can be tossed over. That means the alignment happens when you work together with your business leader. That means the transformation of a CIO to a business leader is happening by the culture that is prevalent in the boardroom. There is essentially the paradigm is shifting, at least in the West, because of this thought process. We always talk about people, process, technology. These are the three core pillars on which a lot of things are built. I would say it is right people, because talent is extremely important. That is going to give you the pillar act. Right people, right technology. We need data is exploding like crazy. So we need data because we need scientists, they need to work on data. No doubt about it. And then we need the right culture. That means we need a culture of basically creating the information edge right at the top. It cannot go from the bottom. At the same time, we have to be prepared. Let me take all the slides. I wanted to talk thought about how we can, what is the process of the transformation from the technology leader to the business leader that we all want to become at some point in time. What I would say is our stature would include when we attack the problems that the business has. We are an enabler, yes, that's part of our portfolio. I mean, that is in and out. Beyond this, what value are you creating? Beyond this, how do you get your foot in the door with the CMO? How are you going to get your foot in the door with the CFO? If you can't do that, I mean, you will be seen as a geek. I mean, just in an executive suit. I mean, that's the issue we always deal with. We talked about, in the course of this, we talked a lot about IT. So are we chief information technology officers? Or chief technology officers? No. We should be called critical insights and outcomes. Should be people who can create these in order to create a business results. Thank you all. Take the lead. Analytics, whether we like it or not, it's on our plate. We are going to do it one time or the other. I'm open to take any questions if you have. Thank you.